Hello, good afternoon, one and all. Bit subliminal, as always. Start off with a little bit of no to 288. Start as you mean to go on. I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. Now, there is an upsy-daisy over, and I do apologise, there is an upsy-daisy over some of the information that I've given you regarding the legalities of what we're doing with the domains. So I thought I'd actually mentioned this on a video, and then I realised after a little bit of thought and checking I hadn't. So I apologise about that. No, it's not, don't worry, it's not what you're thinking. Before anybody goes thinking, oh no, what's he done now? It's actually good. For the people that have bought a share in the domains, this is good news. First and foremost, we now have enough people that have bought a share to put up the fight that we need to put up, which means it's not worth them taking all of us to court. And that really, because it's not just for each one, it's across the board. Now, I've been going on and on and on about the fact that they've tried to blackmail us and they've tried to extortion and one thing and another, but I haven't actually read you the evidence of that. So, you know, you can be forgiven quite easily for thinking Ian's just blowing hot air, because it is handy when people go, I think the law says, that they actually back up what they're saying. And I thought I'd done that, but I haven't. I realise, I want to read it now. Now, I've got this from Bloomsbury Law Solicitors. And I should have done it on Ian Glenn's solicitor's website, really, because that would have been even more funny. I realise now, but you know, because I bet there'll be something on Ian Glenn's solicitor's websites. Blackmail Law UK. I want you to take notice of this, right? Blackmail can be a very serious offence which has strict rules in the UK, Section 21 of the Theft Act 1968. The Act explains UK blackmail law in legal terms to be when one makes unwarranted demands with menaces in order to attain personal gain or project loss on another. It does not matter whether the demands are possible or in what fashion the demands are made. These could be express, implied, written, spoken, or through conduct. Really important stuff there. If you meet the definition, then you may be liable of a blackmail charge, unless you satisfy one of the defences. For example, if you had a reason to make your demands, you may not be charged with blackmail. Furthermore, you will not be charged if you do not meet any of the elements required to satisfy the definition of blackmail, which are as follows. So as long as that the defendant made a demand, and in this case, the defendant being Ian Glenn and Ian Glenn's solicitors, not me, that the defendant made a demand with menaces, yes they did, that the demand was unwarranted, exactly, it was, that the defendant has a view to make a gain for himself or another, or have intent to cause a loss to another, which they did. Many people tend to think that extortion and blackmail are the same. Extortion is a form of theft that occurs when the offender obtains money or property from someone using coercion. That's what I did. The domain names being my property. To constitute coercion, a threat of violence, destruction of property, or improper government action has to be committed. Improper government action. So to threaten me with the courts and the police when they can't, that falls into that category. Both extortion and blackmail are similar in that prosecutors and judges treat them as serious violations of the criminal law. The penalty for blackmail, get this. The penalty for blackmail can be a sentence of up to 14 years in prison. 14 years. Therefore, it is highly advisable to consult an experienced solicitor who can advise you on the specifics of your case. Blah, blah, But of course it was the solicitors that made the threats. So in layman's terms, what I'm saying is, what I've been saying all along about they've stepped over the line and they've now gone into blackmail and extortion. So that, according to what I've just read there, backs up what I've been saying, which is that they had no right to demand that I give them the domain names for free. That's my property. And even when they did huff and puff and threaten to blow my house down, I said, okay then, go on then, go and huff, go and puff, and then have a go at blowing my house down. And they didn't. So if they were legally correct in being able to threaten me with taking me to court and all the action that they threatened, all the bits that go with it, if they were legally correct to be able to threaten me with that, then the next logical step, when I put my fingers up and say, no, go away, you're huffing and puffing, it doesn't affect me, their next step should be putting me immediately in court to take away the possessions of mine that they say that they are allowed to take away from me under law. And they haven't. And by not doing so, all they've done is they've shown themselves up to be huffers and puffers. That's it. It's all over huffing and puffing and threatening and stuff, when actually, you're not really allowed to do that. Now, a lot of people, just put it in context, putting it in a quick bit of context, it's like someone turning up at your house and threatening you with, I want your best coin. I want it. I want you to give it to me. And any costs involved in transferring the ownership over to me, I want you to give them to me because I've decided I want it. I didn't want to buy it when it was for sale, but now you've got it. And only because you've got it, I want it. Give it to me. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to do this, that and the other. Now, if the this, that and the other, they can do in order to get that and take it away from you, then that might be one thing. But I think you'd be a little bit indignant, wouldn't you? You'd be like, no, go away. Go forth. What do you think you're saying? You're not having that. That's mine. And that's exactly what's happened here. Is they've come along and they've said, I want it. You're going to give it to me. Now, that is blackmail and extortion. And so I think this is going into serious stuff. And I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up the pressure just a little bit more. We are coming out with these websites, and I'm now going to show you, with the aid of a few 50p's, what it is exactly that I'm doing. Right, so what we have here, with the aid of this 50p right in the middle, is we have Change Checker. Ian Glenn's Change Checker right in the middle. And what we've got all the way around here is we've got all the domain names, all the other names that Ian Glenn didn't want, hasn't bothered getting all these years. And I've now gone out and got them. And I've decided that after Ian Glenn has taken away an awful lot of my business, I'm now going to take some of his business. All's fair in love and war and business. So, we now have changechecker.com. There. And as soon as those last two are sold, come on, get those last two. As soon as those last two are sold, we then have change-checker.org. And then we're going to have change-checker.com. And then we're going to have change-checker.email and change-checker.tv and change-checker.coin and another change checker after that, and so on. Now I'm going to take them all one by one, and one by one we're going to strengthen the line. like a load of Romans. We're going to strengthen the line. And we're just going to keep adding and adding. Move over, squeeze another one in. That's it, that's it. Squeeze in, squeeze in. Leave them absolutely nowhere to go. Oh, there's a gap. Oh, there's another one I've got. And all of these domains will have shares in them. And all of these domains eating away, eating away, eating away, eating away, eating away, all the way around, eating away, and taking those customers, taking. So not only taking those customers away, but educating those customers, educating those people that never would have been educated before because they've come to one of my change checker sites by accident, because they've typed the wrong thing into the search engine or something like that. Now, another interesting thing, you'll like this, another interesting thing is that, do you remember I said to you only a week ago, if you just do us a favour, go and type in www.changechecker.com and that kind of thing, you'll help us because it will go up in the old search rankings. Now, if you search the words change checker on Google, we already come on page 2. No, Ian Glenn ain't going to be bothered about that. Are you, Ian? You're not going to be bothered about that in a minute. Page 2. It's an annoyance, that is. But within a couple of months, that will be on page 1. You mark my words. Within 3 months from now, you search Change Checker and one of our websites will come up on page 1. Within 6 months, stand on me, you search the words Change Checker in Google and one of our sites will come up within the top 10. That is how confident I am. And so by having so many, it will be eating away at all the anomalies, all of those, and those searches are in their thousands. They are, and it's not just an odd 1 or 2 missed searches and stuff like that. They're in their thousands. People, we are all inherently lazy. You know, some people will just go to Google every time and just go Google, because every time they open a page, it's the first place they go and they type in the Great British Coin Hunt, or they type in Change Checker or Royal Mint, wherever they want to go. Up it comes in the Google search engines and they click on it. And that's been the way it's gone and the way it's gone and the way it's gone. And now things are going to change because we're going to come up in that list, and people that go boom, boom and click automatically are going to start clicking on our sites. And this is going to turn into serious, serious business, lots of money. Remember, I've been claiming £10,000 a day back from 2017 November. It adds up to a lot of money. These websites are going to cost him £1 million each if he wants to buy them. If he doesn't want to buy them, then I'm going to make a business out of them. I lost my business, so I'm now making a new business with the idea that I always had, which was checking change. So I just wanted to reaffirm and let everybody know that this is actually good news. It's good news because I think what they've done is they've just stepped over the law a little bit. You know, and the law, funny thing is, it doesn't care whether you've stepped over a little bit. It doesn't care whether you made a mistake, knew what you was doing or didn't. We've got such a thing as ignorance is no excuse for the law. And they have crossed over it. I just don't know what I'm going to do about that. I don't know whether to go to the police about that. I don't know what to do at the moment, but I know they've crossed over it. And then I also know that they've done things, fraudulent deception, selling coins as solid silver when they're not solid silver, and selling things as bunts when they're not bunts. So when you add that to that, and you add all these things together, it's not looking good. Our idea of the domains is looking very, very good. So I just want to give you that little update, and so that should make you feel a little bit more secure in case you're sitting there thinking, oh, I wonder if, you know, it's just getting, the seal on it for us is just getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, Ian Glenn's got to be feeding it around his throat at the minute. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye for now.